almost fell over.
Okay, so this is our second video, talking about the other things that happened, I think it was less than an hour after Wayne got handcuffed and a gun pulled on him from the police, thinking he was a human trafficker. We had been driving for a while, and we were going toward a Panera, because we don't have a Panera where we live up here in New York. We're in southern New York in a rural area. There's no Panera, but I love Panera. So we found a Panera on the way, and we were going to it. We stopped at it, and Versailles and Eden were in the back of the car. Versailles had been being really clingy for the previous, 30, 40 minutes, and we didn't know why. She just kept trying to climb into the front with us. So Wayne went inside the Panera when we parked there to go get the food, and I stayed in the car with the dogs to help keep them cool. And Wayne locked the door from the outside. So I was sitting there, and I was trying to refill my water bottle from this big water jug we had purchased, and my hand slipped, and the water poured everywhere, and I had my laptop down below, which is what I use for recording, and so water got all over the laptop. There was a book down there, water got all over the book. It got inside the door pocket where our insurance papers were. It was just terrible. And I was like, no! And as soon as that happened, I smelled something terrible. I turned around, and in the back of the car, Versailles had projectile diarrhea all over the back of the car where they were laying. We had this big dog bed sprawled out. So fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know, either way how you look at it, it got everywhere all over the bed, but not on the upholstery of the car, thank goodness. But I mean, it was everywhere. All the seats in the back were down, so it was just this big, long, we have a Ford Escape, and
the dog bed takes up the whole back even when you put the seats down. So.
It was bad. There was stuff everywhere. And here I am in this car. I have nothing to clean it up with. We're in the middle of, we're between Tennessee and New York. We can't just drive home and clean it up. We've got another 8-hour drive ahead of us. I mean, it is everywhere. It smells sick, like she's ill. And I think it's because she had some meat scraps the day before. And so I quickly opened the door, and because Wayne locked it from the outside, the alarm in the car starts going off, and so I was like, and I'm freaking out because there's dog poop everywhere. And then Eden tries to, walk up, and he's so big and lumbery, and I tell him no, because he's stepping all over the the diarrhea. And then because I say no, he just assumes that means back off, lay down, so he lays in it. So it gets all over his stomach and all over his legs, and then Versailles in the back, just she's got her tail between her legs and her ears are down, and she just looks so guilty. And I get out of the car, and I have Eden hop out, and I have 3 fast food napkins, right? I have nothing to clean this up with, and so I pull the dogs out of the car, I have them sit, and then I pull the huge dog bed out of the car and stand it up on its side. And then Wayne comes out, and he's finally, turned the alarm off on the car. And it's hot outside. It is hot. It's August and I guess we're still in Virginia. And he's like, what happened?
Yeah, so I get there, everything's bad. I had just, in the store, I locked the car just to double check that I had locked it, which apparently turned the alarm off, which is great. Yeah.
Prematurely, so it didn't have to be going off for 10 minutes.
And so I have to clean it up because she has a bum ankle. She can't exactly bend over and do stuff. She can't use that balance.
We don't have anything, so he goes back into Panera to get some paper towels from the bathroom.
Yeah, and the bathroom is one of those automatic dispensers, which are great. I like them best usually. But
for the paper towels.
Yeah, for the paper towels. But there was no lever for emergencies to get more paper
emergency
towels.
My dog pooped all over my car.
Well, at other places, even if they have the automatic dispenser, they still have the manual one that you can roll out. No, this one didn't have anything, and it only went off every 5 to 6 seconds.
It was like, Yep. And then you had to wait.
And then wait for more, and then do it again. And if you did it too soon, it restarted the timer. So
I'm standing out there waiting for him to come back. And the heat, and both dogs are like, and the car is, all the doors are open, and you can smell it, across the parking lot.
Yeah, so that was gross, and we cleaned it up mostly. Had to put on one of our spare travel blankets over it.
We have an emergency blanket in the back of we put it in the trailer, pulled it out, and we wiped down and washed off the bed as best as we could with the rest of that big jug of water I mentioned earlier, and we got most of it off, but it still smelled awful, and we couldn't clean. Poor Eden. Poor
Yeah.
Eden. We couldn't clean him off very well because his fur is so dense, and so he had poop all over his stomach and his legs. And yeah, we just kind of drove home like that.
And the unfortunate thing was, he didn't want to lay down on it, but he laid down on it because he misunderstood her command. So he was being a good boy.
He was being a good boy. He was nervous.
And then for a 9-month-old puppy, holding in projectile
Versailles.
diarrhea and coming and telling us multiple times is also the symbol of a good dog, not
That's
just
true.
going off and doing something.
That's right. So good dogs, unfortunate circumstance.
Unfortunate circumstances.
So, and that was within an hour of Wayne getting handcuffed.
Yeah,
So,
so-
it was a rough few hours.
Yeah, it was not a good
And then we
time.
had, well, it turned out to be more than 8. It was 8 on our GPS, but I think it ultimately took us like 14 more hours to get home because we had to stop every 30 minutes to let Versailles out just in case she had anything
Yeah.
extra left in her.
Yep. So it was a little bit little rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
We got
There you
home
go.
at 4:30 a.m. That's what
And
happened.
then she stayed up for another few hours because she kept getting work.
Yeah, I
all
had to
night.
finish some projects, but yeah.
I thought I was going to be napping on the couch for 30 minutes, something like that. I woke up and the sun was already up.
Yep. I crawled into
It
bed at
was-
7:30. It was miserable.
Yeah.
So that's the story of Versailles' unfortunate sick poo
Yep.
on our car.
It was gross.
Yeah.
So, anyways, combination story of why our trip was fun at the very end. So, less
That's
fun.
all. Bye.
All right, bye.